welcome back to the Greasy Sports. I'm Shawn.
I'm Dom.
I'm Mo.
And today we're going to be talking about NFL all-time greats. How do you want to start, Dom?
Well, I think that we'll start a little bit on offense, because offense, defense, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we're going to touch too much on special teams, because I don't really know much about that.
Right, there's no point in bringing up special teams.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you really want to talk about, like, Adam Vinatieri or something. I don't know.
All right, there we go. Perfect. Adam Vinatieri is the greatest kicker of all time.
All right, that's all we got to say.
Yeah, that's really it.
You want to start with the quarterback position?
We can start quarterback.
All right, who do you think is the greatest quarterback of all time?
So I'd probably say Tom Brady. I mean, it's pretty generic. But I feel like Peyton Manning makes a very good case. And also, Drew Brees is an underrated. He's like a sleeper pick, honestly.
All right, I'm going to break it down in the way I see it. When it comes down to, like, pure passing, I think Peyton Manning takes all. Like, pure moving the ball down the field, it goes to Peyton Manning.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, running and efficient, like, who has shown to, like, work more efficient with their offense, I feel like I would give it to Tom Brady.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Drew Brees, I honestly don't even know where to stick him in that. Obviously, I've never really, obviously I know who Drew Brees is. Obviously he's great.
Great. Very accurate passer.
Okay, yeah, he's also probably still, I would put him along that list with Peyton Manning, like pure passer. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know he definitely held some very good records too.
Well, yeah. Top going into this season, he was leading in all the categories.
Okay.
And then he got hurt, and then Tom Brady had a pretty solid season. So Tom Brady, and now that Brees retired, Brady's gonna keep going up. So.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Brady's just like.
Brady's a
what's
freak.
What's that word I'm looking for?
A freak?
He's that cyborg type.
Yeah,
okay. He just doesn't break. You know what I'm saying? Like and we even talked about that the other day. He's never really had any of those injuries.
Bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
I mean, he hurt it towards ACL. Or something.
Yeah, and he just played this whole season on a torn MCL.
Exactly. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. He got the reconstructive surgery like 4 days after the ball.
Give that to him as a tough guy, but it's very evident, like especially in his earlier years, like compared to other guys, he's not dealt with like as serious injuries as other guys.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Like who? Like Alex Smith. I mean, Alex Smith is another story.
Let me ask you a question. Would you put Aaron Rodgers up there though?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Aaron Rodgers is top 5.
Top 5 all time?
Yes.
Definitely, 100%.
I'll say so. I'll agree to that.
Yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers is definitely top 5 all time.
I don't know. I feel like I'd actually really have to sit down and figure that. Definitely top 10. No doubt top 10.
Okay, top 10.
I feel like if he was top 5, he would be at number 5. Just because, like, you
Yeah.
can't forget there's a lot of greats in front of him then. Like,
Oh yeah, no.
that would be
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana.
Steve Young. I feel like you could put Steve Young.
Steve Young, top 5 all time.
Yeah.
Put Steve Young there.
Top 5 all time?
Nah.
I cannot.
I feel
Maybe
like...
top 10.
15.
Oh, this guy goes from...
Bro,
now it's top 15.
because I was like...
5 to 15.
I was like thinking about it. I was like, nah, he's like top 15.
Even though he was pretty mobile.
All right, if you really want to talk this, like, this isn't really that big of a deal. If you want to say top lefties of all time, no doubt. Like, when it comes to throwing the ball with the left hand, number 1, no doubt.
Okay.
Number 2, Mike Vick. Not like this really speaks much. I just really wanted to get that out there. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
don't know
like
why.
there's not many lefty quarterbacks. Like,
well, obviously.
Tua's a lefty.
You're right.
But, you know, before we get into, like...
Think about who he was for a second.
Yeah, before we get back into all-time greats, I just want to say something.
What?
People are giving Tua a lot of shit for being a fucking rookie quarterback and not performing well. First of all, the Dolphins didn't trust him. Second of all, it's another thing like fucking Cam and all the other free agents that didn't perform well this year. No training camp, no OTAs, no preseason, no nothing like that. And
that's because it's coronavirus.
Well,
exactly.
That's because it's
in terms of all sports, it's been a rough year in terms of...
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that it's fair to be like Tua's a bust, even though it's been like a fucking... He only has half a year under his belt in the pros.
What are you going to say, Mo?
What's it called? But all this stuff, you know, it is happening only due to COVID, right?
Of course.
Right.
If it wasn't COVID, then I bet you he would be putting on a show.
Alright, no, I 100% agree with you, but you know what it is with that concept? I hate to say it, like even Dom just said, this goes hand in hand with what you both just said. We could say that about everybody, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, in almost all sports, we could literally say that about everybody, practically across the whole world, you know what I'm saying?
Do you really know, though?
Yes.
Do you really?
If you could say that about one guy, why can't you say that about everybody else, like I just said?
Yeah, exactly. If these people...
In all sports, it's shown. There's been more injuries in all sports because everybody's lacking conditioning. I'm not saying it's a fact. I mean, it pretty much is. COVID fucked up everybody. They didn't have the right condition. I mean, aside from just conditioning, you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly, they didn't have the time to train their bodies the right way.
Like I said, simply put, if you're not doing the same things you were doing the years before, and you're not keeping up with it, you're not going to have the same result. Half effort, half result. That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And if they don't have the same, like I said, same conditioning, same strength, same anything, it's not going to go in their favor.
Yeah,
not at all. But back into the all-time like quarterback list. I feel like you have to put Brady at 1. And people would say, "Oh, Brady's like great because of his rings," but rings is a team a team achievement. You know,
no doubt.
It's like a
rings is controversial. You know what it is? That's the thing about rings is that it's always on someone's belt. But like you notice, it's always situational because you'll notice rings definitely matter more. Like simply put, this is a very situational example of rings. Rings are a much bigger deal for a quarterback than a wide receiver, obviously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a much bigger deal, like for a quarterback to have 4 rings than a wide receiver, because you're a bigger leader. Obviously, there's a no shit factor there, but you'll notice how big of a difference it makes.
Right.
And you'll notice some situations like you could say like, oh, Tom Brady, if you didn't have Bill Belichick, this and that, it would have been different, and you can fairly say that. But that's the way it went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, there's no change in that.
There's no way you could say it.
You were gonna say.
All right, but
what were you saying?
I looked and forgot. But
about rings.
Oh, about rings, yeah. But I feel like it's more 25% quarterback and 75% team.
I mean, I guess you can make a fair argument for that, but still.
Because like going back to what he said.
What?
That it's more for a quarterback to get a ring than a receiver.
No, yeah, no.
All right, yeah.
That's the thing, because there's no denying the fact that a quarterback leads the team more than a wide receiver. I mean, but then that's the other thing I was about to say, because Mo, like, this is where I disagree with you, is the sense that, like, you're saying it's 25%, 70%. There is no real black and white ratio, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, when you're talking about rings, it's so controversial because it's so subjective. You could say that this person did this for the team. You could say this person didn't do this for the team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, if you're gonna think like that, then then the coaching staff had 50% of it. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Okay,
like you can't forget that.
I see what you guys are saying with that. I really.
Because then you could even look at certain teams like. Not to get off topic, but I look about this with the Giants. I know the front office and the coaching staff has been decently incompetent in the past decade.
Yeah.
And you could say that makes a very big, I'm saying that as a Giants fan also, that makes a big that plays a big factor on the team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you really look at like how there's a lot of little things that go into a team, and you can't really say this percentage this, that percentage that. What? I'm sorry?
Receivers.
Like,
oh yeah, I was going to get into receivers.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I could go so back and forth.
All right,
I'll give Jerry. Honestly, on mommy, I'll give Jerry Rice number.
I want to say Jerry Rice, but like I don't want to say 100%.
I'm gonna.
Well, if you between him and Randy Moss.
I'm gonna disagree with you completely.
Why?
It's not Jerry Rice or Randy Moss for me. Yes, they have great achievements, but Calvin Johnson is the greatest receiver of all time. He's the most talented, the most athletic. He's a fucking monster.
I'll say like in terms of dominance, I'll say like he was the guy you were probably most afraid of to go up against you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, when you saw Calvin Johnson lining up against you didn't want to play against him.
No, exactly. And that's the thing. I'm not even trying to hype this so much up because this is a more like, I guess, like immature way of looking at it. But this really, you can really look, it did play a factor. Because like I said, off the eye, you would think this is such a big factor. And then you would think like, oh, you're just saying this? But let me say it. His size, like you said, like his fact that he was so big,
yeah, no,
6'5", bro.
And let me get to the point: is the fact that like he didn't have much competition like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll notice, especially most defensive backs nowadays aren't that size.
His biggest competition was Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis did, he did lock him down whenever they played, but Darrelle Revis was the only person that locked him down.
Because you'll notice, like I've been talking about this literally for as long as I've like analyzed receiver, because it's something a lot of people tend to neglect is that. Obviously, this goes with all positions, but particularly receiver, there's all different types. You know, he's that definition of a big body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got somebody like Antonio Brown, who's like the small Odell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The small
Tyreek Hill, the
up
speedster.
the middle guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
5'10", 5'9" receiver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you got the big guy, like guys like Calvin Johnson, Brandon Marshall, Mike Evans, guys like that.
Julio Jones, even.
How did I even forget about fucking Julio Jones?
Yeah, bro.
Julio Jones is that guy who does it all.
Julio Jones is the closest comparison in recent history to Calvin Johnson.
Julio Jones is an easy top 5 all-time receiver.
Yes. Thank you.
Easy top 5 all-time.
Thank you. He doesn't have the rings, but that doesn't fucking matter. He's great. His stats are amazing.
He's also had some really choppy years. And this is another thing I have to give to him, and this is something else I wanted to get to. You'll notice these bigger receiver guys, they usually slow down faster. You notice Calvin Johnson retired younger. Brandon Marshall definitely showed his age.
Yeah.
I can't even think of any more. But, like, right then and there, that's just an example.
Julio Jones never slowed down.
I mean, obviously, I'll say in the past few years he slowed down, but he's still kicking.
Well, he's had injuries.
He still had... Of course. And that goes back to, like, how I was saying earlier about these little things. Like, you look at guys, injuries catch up, and that's how everybody slows down at their own age. But I'm saying, on average, these bigger guys usually slow down faster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just bigger body to wear down. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, yeah. But, bro... You know who's like a sleeper pick for top 3 easily for me? Like, you can interchange them. I would say like Calvin Johnson's number 1 in my like professional opinion.
Okay.
I put Jerry Rice at 2, and I put Larry Fitz at 3. But that's interchangeable with Randy Moss.
Why would you put Larry Fitz at 3?
Or why would you not? Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
No, that's another thing.
I would put him at 4 or 5.
No, 3. He's interchangeable with Randy Moss. He's either 3 or 4.
I like how he was like, how would you put him at 3? I would put him at 4 if, like, it's not that big of a difference. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Alright, but I'm saying, you don't think Randy Moss is better?
Like, I'm thinking you were going to be like, no, he's not even top 10. Like,
Randy Moss
I wasn't going to say he was top 10. No way.
Randy Moss is great. There's no denying Randy Moss is an all-time great. But Larry Fitzgerald was better. In my personal opinion, I think... Because think about it. Randy Moss had solid quarterbacks for his career.
Yeah.
Who did Larry Fitzgerald have?
Something that's so funny?
Not
to get off your guys' topic, I was really talking about how, like, people forget also, that by the way Larry Fitz played, that he was that bigger receiver.
Exactly.
I was like 6'3", 200 plus.
Yeah, he's big.
And he's a guy who was bigger and really did. Bro, how long is is he still playing?
He's a free agent right now, but he's thinking about coming back. He was drafted in the same year as Eli.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's been in the league for fucking 15 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's
a veteran.
That's what. What I'm saying. He's been a vet, and he's always been consistent and reliable. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, and Larry Fitzgerald doesn't talk. He plays the game. He plays it right, and he doesn't bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think that attributes a lot to his success also, because Randy Moss was...
So would you put Tyreek top 10 at least?
Fuck no. Tyreek Hill is not top 10.
By the end of his career, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Right
now, no, bro.
If he stays on the... How old is Tyreek now?
I think he's like, what, 25?
He's still very young.
He's young. He was drafted like fucking 4 years ago.
As long as he has, like, the next 5 years of his career go solid, I feel like he could be top 10
if he keep... Yeah.
He's talking about women.
Right,
come on, bro. Like, you're going to talk about that again?
I'm joking.
But either way, yeah, like... what was I about to say about Tyreek? You were talking about Tyreek last week. What were you saying? You were saying something about Tyreek, right?
Last week?
Yeah.
He was just like, because he was like, I know when Tyreek was drafted. I'm a Chiefs fan. And I was like,
okay.
Oh, yeah, because this kid trying to prove that I was a bandwagon.
You are.
But you can't prove
Hey,
it.
the conversation we had before this podcast, using the word bandwagon, you got me really upset. This man called me a Conor McGregor bandwagon.
You motherfucker!
I almost threw the chair at him. I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You should have seen I was heated, man. I was walking around.
He was like, bandwagon.
Yo, Shawn almost went home, bro. Oh my god. Nah, it's not that serious at all.
I will get back to the football in a second, bro. I gotta say, this guy wants to call me a Conor McGregor bandwagon. I love Conor McGregor. I didn't even think he was going to win that fight, first of all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like...
So...
Dustin Poirier's a beast. I don't know what else to say. Like...
But aren't they having a 4th match, by the way?
Honestly, like I just said, Poirier's a beast. I think Poirier shouldn't even give it to McGregor. I feel like Poirier should move on and go for the lightweight title like he should. But that's besides the fact. Let's get back to football. All right, that's what I talk about all the time. If Khabib was still Khabib was literally that giant X factor. There was him, and then there was he was just on that higher level. Then there was everybody else in his division.
He was wrestling bears.
I mean, yeah, but everybody talks about that. But there's more to it than that.
Okay,
yeah, no.
Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time.
100.
And I know that you're going to disagree with that because we've had this conversation years ago.
Daniel Tomlinson at 2, though.
No. He's definitely top 5. He's not 2. There's other guys way better than him. There's Walter Payton.
Thank you.
There's Jim Brown. There's Jim Brown.
You forgot about... I was going to say Jim Brown. If you forgot about Jim Brown, I was going to be so upset.
How could you forget about Jim?
I'm going to throw this mic in your face.
Jim Brown revolutionized the running back position.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
did he?
Yes!
Because this is another
thing.
What
about Jerome Bettis?
Wait, did he? Hang on.
Oh my god.
Because I was literally just about to say, I was about it because I've been really analyzing this in all sports more is the fact that, like, it is true that the game changes. You can't look at the sport, any sport, football, basketball, baseball. You can't compare it 50 years ago from now and compare it.
Oh, yeah, no.
That era's different. If you're going to say that Jim Brown didn't revolutionize football, bro, come on, man. He changed the running game.
Yes.
He changed the running game.
Back then, it was passing. It was pass-heavy offense.
Back then, I guess you could say when the game started. Yeah. No, then that's the thing. Then when you could say like the 70s, 80s, it was like especially when 60s, 70s, 80s, when Vince Lombardi came around.
Right.
I guess Vince Lombardi, because I know he was the one who said it. Football will always be a running game. That's when football was big on running.
What about Jerome Bettis?
Jerome Bettis is not top 5.
He's top 10.
I don't know enough about Jerome Bettis. I really hate to say it.
He was a bust. Not a bust. Like a school
Yeah. Wow, he's a bust.
Wait,
Does he have the
school
stats to back it up the way Barry Sanders and all these other guys do?
Who the fuck Jerome Bettis is?
Jerome Bettis was a big running back.
He played for the Steelers. He was on the Rams for a while, and they
Okay, now, yes,
Yeah,
big body.
big
Okay,
Yeah.
big body
most of them are big body.
Yeah, but
Okay, but
There's some running backs.
Mo, who do you think? All right, Mo, let me ask you this: who do you think is the best running back of all time? Then.
Barry Sanders.
Okay, who do you think is number 2?
With Daniel Thomas.
Okay,
man, I don't know about that, bro.
who would you say is number 2?
He's saying. What would you say?
Barry Sanders is at 1 just because he was amazing. Barry Sanders, out of all the guys on this list, Barry Sanders is the only one with a 2,000-yard season, and I think that attributes a lot to his greatness. He was great no matter what. He never had under 1,000 yards. But at 2, I'm putting Jim Brown because of what he did for football and the running game specifically. And then at 3, I'd put Walter Payton.
Okay, I hate to say it, I really can't say who I would put at number 1 because I really like Walter Payton. I hate to say it, like in my personal opinion, I'd have to put Walter Payton at number 1 just because just by watching the way he, obviously I didn't watch him, but he existed a fucking million years ago, obviously. Right. But like, from like the clips I've seen, I just like the way he played. I don't know why.
Right.
I really feel like he's that guy. You'd be like, yo, this guy's like a freak athlete. You know
I feel like honestly, bro, the top 3 running backs of all time is very interchangeable.
Of course.
There's no wrong answer.
Because you can never know with the run game, dude.
And that's like how we literally just said like minutes ago. The run game has changed a lot over the years. Like
now,
like you see, like some of these running backs are pretty short. Like you see,
I mean, running back's always going to be
short and like tiny, like Tariq Cohen. He's tiny.
I mean,
but Tariq Cohen isn't as good as these guys.
I know, but I'm just saying. That's
like I literally said about receivers earlier, and what's just funny that you can talk about this with running back is that like there's different types. You know, you look at. I hate when people bring this up and act like, because I hate when people like, like Derrick Henry's like a 6'3", 6'4" running back. Why can't anybody else? Bro, like he's a beast. You know what I'm saying? There's only so many that can do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not to take anything away from him, he's a great running back, but like a very good, I don't want to say great, whatever. Very good running back.
I think
top running back is
I think he might go down top 10 after his career.
Oh yeah, I would say so, but I just don't want to say anything yet. But yeah, like he's an example of somebody who's a big running back who just makes it work. Like remember Brandon Jacobs?
Oh, yeah.
Holds the New York Giants touchdown record.
Yep.
Guy like him. Okay. What do you call it? Honestly, I think Adrian Peterson is like.
Oh, how did I forget him?
But I feel like what's up?
How did I forget him? He's number 5.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say. I feel like a lot of people don't include him in this.
You know, to get into this real quick, because now we have number 4, which is missing.
I know what you're gonna say.
Frank Gore.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say because guys, I feel like it's somebody else you guys are forgetting. Would you put Marshawn Lynch in the mix?
No.
Marshawn Lynch is not top 5.
I'm saying in the mix. I'm not saying
top
5.
I give him like maybe like 8 or 9.
Okay, yeah, definitely top 10. I wouldn't say top 5.
Bro,
he was a powerhouse.
No doubt. That's the thing. He was that guy. Skittles. He was like that X factor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All he needed were those Skittles.
But you know what I hate, bro? People put Bo Jackson in the top 5. Even like top 3. Bo Jackson played in the NFL for what? Fucking 4 years?
I mean, this is like another conversation. I'm not trying to be like, but like the average NFL career is 3.5 years. But I know what you mean. To have a great career needs like at least like maybe like what? At least
6 to 8. Yeah.
6 plus, yeah.
I know what you mean. And I agree with you. I feel like Bo Jackson is like overrated in a lot of conversations.
Very.
I'm not saying he wasn't great.
Yeah, he was a freak athlete, but still.
That's the thing. I feel like. I mean, I haven't looked into him enough. I know, like, because particularly when I remember growing up, I remember new kids were like, bro, Bo Jackson's great. I know this kid who had a jersey. Talked about Bo Jackson all the time. Easily the greatest. I'm like, bro, I feel like did he even play enough to be considered great? You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
I don't think so either.
Like, how can you even compare him to these guys who have, like, 10-year careers? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. You play fucking 4 years, you think you're the best? Bro, come on.
Disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
Like you're comparing him to greats, but he didn't have a tenure for that long.
Exactly. His career was 4 years. You can't base it off that.
I mean, 4 years could show a lot, but not the greatest of all time.
Come on.
Well, of course 4 years can show. I mean, it depends on who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is basically a simple way to put Bo Jackson. Would I put him in the conversation we were just having? No, but like for 4 years it was a great career. You know?
Yes.
I guess if that says something, then
if you want to base it off the first 4 years out of this out of their careers, I put Bo Jackson up there. But that's the first 4 years. You got to look at the rest.
That's like a stupid. So in the first 4 years of every running back career is all like no,
exactly. You can't talk like that.
You can't.
But now.
All right,
I was gonna switch to the other side of the ball now. Yeah.
All right, defense. All right,
let's go defense.
Who do you safety? How about we just say who do you? Because I feel like defense. Who do you think is the greatest defensive player of all time?
Right now, Lawrence Taylor. By the end of his career, Aaron Donald.
What do you say? Who do you think is the greatest defensive player of all time?
Either Ray Lewis or Shawn Taylor.
Shawn Taylor didn't have a long enough career. Unfortunately, he did.
But I think he was.
Okay, I'll say this. I agree with you. Like, you probably already know. It's kind of a bias because Lawrence Taylor probably is like my favorite football player.
Oh yeah, that too.
Like, I think easily, like, when you want to talk about changing the game, it's Lawrence Taylor, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I keep using this term, but like, he was that X factor, bro. He was that guy you were like, yo, we got to watch out for this guy. Like, keep the ball away from him. What's up? I mean, I'm not saying Ray Lewis wasn't.
Of course he was.
Ray Lewis was very explosive.
Ray Lewis is one of the greatest linebackers ever. Not even just middle linebacker.
Defensive players of all time.
Yeah.
Defensive players of all time. I would even say top 5.
But Lawrence Taylor also played 10, 20 years before Ray Lewis. He was first.
Even more.
Yeah, shit like that.
When did Lewis retire? Not Lewis. When did Lawrence Taylor retire?
I think like 92 or 93.
I think Ray Lewis retired, what, 09?
Yeah, but Ray Lewis was drafted in like 96 or something like that.
Exactly. It's just two different eras.
Yeah, if you hear my dogs barking, I'm sorry. They're really excited for some reason.
It's alright. But yeah, you really say Shawn Taylor? Alright, that's the thing. No, like...
Like, no, I don't think he's, like, number 1.
Right, I just want to say this real quick.
I think he's pretty good.
Not that this automatically shuts Shawn Taylor down in my head. Obviously, I think Shawn Taylor was a potential great...
Like,
one of the greats,
right?
Up there,
to say the least. You guys probably know. I just want to say this. You guys probably seen that video of in the Pro Bowl game of him hitting the punt.
Yeah.
I'm not. God forget. I think that was the pussiest hit I've seen in my entire life. Bro.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. It was a
on.
nice hit, but it was the fucking Pro Bowl.
It was the Pro Bowl. It was on a punter who was literally jogging to the sideline on a fake punt.
That's true.
And you're just gonna come up and it's like, all right, bro, you feel tough for that? Like, he's a punter.
He laid the fucking boot.
Bro, he was jogging to the sideline, bro. It was like, come on, man. Like, do you know what it is? I'm not trying to, like I said, that doesn't automatically shut him down on mine. I'm not saying he was like a horrible guy.
Right.
But like, I'm not even joking. I mean, I know this was like 8th grade. I remember being in 8th grade, someone was like, yo, bro, did you see that hit he had in the Pro Bowl, bro? I'm like, who fucking cares, bro?
Yeah, right?
In the Pro Bowl?
Yeah,
in the Pro Bowl, like, who cares, bro?
Bro,
the first time I remember ever actually sitting down and watching the Pro Bowl game, I remember seeing Richard Sherman run around the fucking side for a fucking...
Yeah, he got clocked like 5 yards back,
Yeah, bro.
No,
I was like,
even last
he didn't get clocked, he just got stopped.
Yeah, he just got stopped. But no, what's it called?
Last year the Pro Bowl was Madden.
No. Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah, they had... we talked about this last week. They had Saquon at middle linebacker and Zeke at fucking DN.
And Jalen Ramsey at receiver.
Yeah.
The fuck is
They fuck... Because they could fuck around, bro. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, like, what's the chance you're going to get to play? Like, at that point in your career, it's like, I'm a professional. Screw it, we're here to have fun.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Where do they have the Pro Bowl that
I
year?
enjoy watching
that year is in Hawaii.
I mean, no, because I know 99% of the time it's always in Hawaii. They have it in different years sometimes. But my dad actually told me this when I was mad. This is another thing that's like gives me a funny like perspective on the Pro Bowl. My dad literally said, he goes, they just want to go so they can like go to Hawaii for a week.
Yeah,
that's all they give a shit about. They get a free trip to Hawaii.
I enjoy watching the Pro Bowl sometimes, seeing them all.
Alright, yeah. Positions. See, that's the thing. My dad actually told me it used to be after the Super Bowl too, because they would actually want the people in the Super Bowl to participate. But I hate to say it, they put it in the week before just so they make more money, so you don't get bored. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, now we make more money if it's during the season. You know what I'm saying?
Greatest, because you mentioned safeties, so the greatest safeties of all time.
I feel like I can't even say that.
Ed Reed would be number 1 for me.
I would put it, thank you for saying Ed Reed, because I really couldn't think about it for a second. You said Ed Reed, I was like, no.
And Troy Polamalu is number 2. I feel like I don't know much about safeties after those two, because those are the 2 greats.
I feel like I'm blanking out.
Yeah, I'm like I know so many, but I'm like blanking right now, honestly.
Oh, another one of the greatest defensive players of all time that so many people tend to forget. He's an old-time great, Ronnie Lott.
Oh my God,
bro, Ronnie Lott, because he was. I mean, I think he was a better corner than safety, I believe.
Something like that, but still,
he switched around during his career, but I think he was a better corner, to my knowledge. Honestly, I feel like. I used to know so much about him when I was younger, and he just clicked back in my mind. I haven't even thought about this guy in that long.
Believe it or not, being a safety is way harder to read than being a corner.
I honestly
to read the offense, I think it's hard.
No, I'm not 100% disagreeing with you, but Mo, this is where you get into your things where like that's a very subjective thing to say. Like you can't like then you talk about there's different types of players. I mean, if you had to ask me, I would say cornerback is the hardest position on the field. I would personally say. In my opinion. I'm not saying it definitely
is.
When it comes
to what, one-on-one coverage?
Well,
just period, just coverage, period.
Now we're trying to break it down too much. Obviously, when one-on-one coverage, the corner's going to be hardest. You're one-on-one before any safety.
Oh, so you're trying to make me not overthink it too much.
Exactly.
Yes, bro. Like, obviously, it's just a corner is a corner, a safety is a safety. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what about, like, can we switch position?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. To what?
Defensive end. All right.
Defensive. Who do I think is the greatest defensive end of all time? All right, I want to say J.J. Watt. I want to personally say J.J. Watt, just because, like I said, like when all right, I can't even tell you how many. This is just funny. I can't even tell you how many times I've witnessed J.J. Watt get hurt on TV, bro. Like, it's funny enough. I remember
mostly his nose.
Bro, I remember literally walking to I was with Chewy and a few of our friends.
You guys have met Chewy.
We were literally walking to Ambrosino's, the pizzeria down the block from. We're talking about football, how J.J. Watt's a beast. I swear to God, we walk in, sit down, order our food, he breaks his leg. I swear to God. I was like, there's no way, bro. So, simply put, I feel like if J.J. Watt never had so many injuries, he could easily be a top 5 defensive player of all time.
I put him at top 5 for defensive end. I'd probably put him at maybe 4. I'd put Michael Strahan in the top 3.
I forget about Michael Strahan.
You forget about your own player, man?
My own player?
Like, because you're a Giants fan?
Okay, yeah, of course. But...
I'm not really sure.
He holds the I think the
single season record.
Single season sack.
Yeah, officially, because something came out last week unofficially. Like, before they started keeping track of sacks, someone had, like, 22 and a half sacks or something like that.
Well, yeah, believe it or not, that's actually with Lawrence Taylor, too. I think he finished his career with, like, 132 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
But I think for the first, like, 1 or 2 seasons of his career, sacks were actually just counted as tackles.
Yeah.
So
it was unofficial, yeah.
That blows my mind, man.
I mean, that was how many years ago? That was, like, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, 30,
I believe by that was a thing. That was, like, 30 years ago, yeah.
I'm not sure if Aaron Donald is listed at DT or D end. Because he plays both.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
He did rotate.
But I'm not sure where he's mainly listed at. If he's listed at D end, he's number 1. If he's listed at DT, I'm not really sure.
I mean, I just want to say this. I find it funny that I'm having, like, you even know this. I'm having this conversation. I haven't even kept up with football in, like, past 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Honestly, which is kind of funny.
No, but Aaron Donald's been in the league.
No, I'm not saying I don't know Aaron Donald.
Yeah, of course, everyone knows Aaron Donald. If you know football, you know Aaron Donald.
He's one of those, like, just different breed beasts. Like, he's made for football. Like, you look at him,
man,
like...
that man was cut, though.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's cut up.
Well, yeah, it's because he's fucking, like, 6'6" and 280.
Player, he's defensive end, he's quick, you know?
He's, like 5% fat.
And that's what I mean by he's just one of those guys who's just, like, a different breed, like... Well, I mean, maybe during the season he's different, but, I mean, they're all different weights around the whole different year, you know what I'm saying? Like... But, what position were we talking about?
We talk about defensive line.
Why are we talking about linebackers?
Why aren't we talking about linebackers? Yeah.
We should talk about linebackers.
Okay, so Lawrence Taylor is the greatest linebacker of all time.
Well, you know, I mean, I just want to throw this in there. Funny enough, and then this is an example also about how the game changes. You notice, I could say Lawrence Taylor is the greatest defensive player of all time.
Well, yes.
Funny enough, you could say he was listed as just linebacker, but he mostly played outside linebacker. They don't even really utilize that position much anymore in the NFL.
Yeah,
No, because it used to be bigger on that. Formations were bigger on that. I think they were bigger on the 3-4.
Yeah, now they use outside linebackers as like rush ends and shit like that.
Well, yeah, no, it's end rusher. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's a different dynamic now.
I feel like the perfect like linebacker set for me, it would be like Ray Lewis, Patrick Willis, and then Lawrence Taylor. And there's one more guy that I'm like blanking on right now. I know his name, but I'm blanking on it right now.
What's he?
I fucking forgot. He's a legend, bro. He's amazing. And I fucking forgot his name.
I'm not sure.
Honestly, yeah, I can't really fucking think about it right now.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was linebacker.
Yeah.
You know what? Back to corner.
Yeah, we didn't talk much about corner.
Mo, why do you feel that safety is harder?
Well, that's because you're playing more in the backfield. I feel like just for me, corner, I feel like for me it's just one-on-one. But yet again, I'm not really that much.
So there's no sets where corners rush the quarterback at all?
All right, Dom, if you're going to talk about like different situations, why would you really talk about the one where the corner rushes the quarterback?
Like,
I feel like it's more of a chance of like the corner like steps inside and plays like one on the fucking on the slot receiver or something.
And gets a pick.
Rushes the quarterback.
Rushes the quarterback.
No, because he's like,
right off the gun, he just goes, yeah, what if he rushes the quarterback? Just jump the gun.
Because he's like, the corners never play in the backfield.
No, they play in the backfield, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like just safeties is harder. Because you don't know who to pick up on.
Yes, you do. The one who fucking
that's
goes
the idea
past
about
you.
safety is that you're more of a zone.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the one that's passing.
And
What if there's three
see,
of them?
this is another
two
big
safeties.
misconception that safeties don't always
But I'm
play.
saying, like,
Safeties don't always play as deep as you think. You know what I'm saying?
what if the free safety's playing like an asshole?
Safeties can be like, all right. Now you're just talking like an idiot. He's gonna be. What if the free safety's an asshole? All right, yeah. All right.
What if he just sucks? What if he's
all right? If he's an asshole, then it's a different problem on the team. What can I tell you?
If he sucks, he sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, get a new safety.
What I'm saying, like, if he just sucks, like he's just not that good, and the strong safety has to pick up.
Okay, well then that's a team issue. It's not a player issue. That means that means you have weak links on your team, and that's a problem for the team to handle.
You know, you guys are really making me feel like worms. Like I'm a worm.
Like a worm?
Yeah, you're
What's
making
a
me
worm?
feel like a worm.
I mean, I don't know what a worm is, but what do you mean you're a worm?
Just a fucking worm. That's it. You're making me feel like a little damn worm.
Okay.
Because I feel like no, I'm not trying to like make you feel stupid, but the takes that you're taking are just wrong.
See,
You're just saying that because I'm very bold about it.
No, Mo,
No, you're just wrong.
Everybody has their own opinion.
I'm saying this because we're talking about like defensive dynamic of how like defense in football works, and you're like, yo, but what if the free safety's an asshole? And like, I'm like, okay, well then that's a problem. Then tell him to go fucking to counseling or something, bro. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like,
no, I don't mean like I just like I didn't mean an asshole. Like I meant like he just sucks. Like that.
Then he sucks. Then even easier. I guess there's no counseling needed, bro. There's no counseling needed. He just fucking sucks. Like,
go to practice. I don't know what to tell you.
Jesus Christ! Like, see, Mo, you're just digging your grave more and more every speech, man.
Oh my God.
It's a talk dynamic.
Then you shouldn't have asked me the question.
You know, maybe belong in the grave, you fucking worm. I don't know. I'm just joking, bro. I'm just joking. Worm.
And with that, we're gonna close out the episode.
Yeah, and that was the Greasy Sports, guys. All-time greats.
Just get out of here.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
How the fuck do I do this, man?
You just press stop for